Hi, everybody. It's Sailor Moon here, Serena here, and today I'm reviewing WWE Roadblock. Well, a Roadblock. Roadblock started out with a Roadblock kickoff show with Colin Cassidy versus Alexander Rusev. Really good match. I enjoyed it. I felt this was a really enjoyable match, and I liked it. You know, I actually thought I was going to be on the show itself, but that was a different story for a different day. But I liked it. It felt was a really good match. Alexander Rusev defeats Colin Cassidy by countout. After that, we had Roadblock itself, starting out with the New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E Langston versus Tonio Cesaro and Sheamus Osari. Now, this was a really good match, and just like all the other matches, this one had a twist to it. Because no matter what Kofi Kingston or Big E Langston did, no matter what extraction Xavier Woods tried to pull off, it didn't seem to work. All the pinfalls were interrupted, all submissions were stopped, and at the end, Tonio Cesaro and Sheamus Osari defeated a New Day, and Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E Langston become the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, ending the New Day's second run. We all pretty much knew this was going to happen since they broke the record of being the longest people to hold the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships since they were established in 2002 AD. Really good tag team match, and I enjoyed it. The next match after that, trying to hear the next match was. Trying to remember what the next match was. Oh, it was Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman in a 10-minute match. If Sami Zayn could last 10 minutes, then. And it was a really good match because no matter what Braun Strowman did, Sami Zayn kept trying to find a way to survive. Even after General Manager Mick Foley came down, was going to throw a towel in to end the match. Then Sami Zayn surprised Braun Strowman, and he went into the ring post, moved out of the way when he went to security pad and barricade. Then gone when he went into the ring post again inside the ring this time, and do a hula kick to him. In surprise, he lasted 10 minutes, so Sami Zayn defeated Braun Strowman. Then it was Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Really good match. I liked it. I felt that this was a really good match. There were a lot of things going on. I enjoyed it. Then Kevin Owens tried to come in and do an interference, and Chris Jericho told him no, and then that led to Seth Rollins defeating Chris Jericho. Really good match. After that, we had the Cruiserweight. After that, we had the WWE. After that, we had Rich Swann versus T.J. Perkins versus Brian Kendrick for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Really good match, I feel. I like Rick Swann and Brian Kendrick and T.J. Perkins, all of them. They did a good job, and I enjoyed this Cruiserweight match. People are going to say what they're going to say about it. They got their opinions. But I felt this was a really good match. And Rick Swann defeats T.J. Perkins, and Brian Kendrick retains the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. After that, we have Adrian Neville returns. He's heel. He attacks T.J. Perkins. He attacks Rick Swann. So it's safe to say that Adrian Neville's on Raw for the first time, and now he's heel. After that, we have a WWE Iron Women's match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair for the WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Championship. And this was a really good match because during most of this match, Charlotte Flair had advantage. And every pinfall or submission, Sasha Banks wouldn't give up. But then eventually Charlotte Flair got the first fall. Eventually, I liked how Sasha Banks came back and she got the second fall and the first fall and the second falls. Then they had to tie it. And then at the end, Charlotte Flair wins the overtime and becomes a 4-time WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Champion. This was a really good match because both women basically had, would kick out of pinfalls, would try to get out of, would try to, not submit in submissions, but it would happen eventually. Really good match. I enjoyed it. I liked how they were counter for counter, move for move, They both did a good job. Then after that came Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. Really good match. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens worked very well together. There were a lot of times in this match where you thought Roman Reigns hadn't won. Time for Kevin Owens, you thought he hadn't won. And then Chris Jericho comes out and gets Kevin Owens disqualified. And at first, everybody thinks that's because Chris Jericho's done with Kevin Owens, but it was a plan to help Kevin Owens retain his belt. So then Seth Rollins comes out and him and Roman Reigns throw Chris Jericho through an announce table. They throw Kevin Owens through an announce table too. So, I felt that Roadblock was a really good show. Both kickoff match and the show itself matches were really good as well. I enjoyed WWE Roadblock, or Roadblock 2, or Roadblock End of the Line, whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed this, So I hope you did too. I'm Sailor Moon Serena. Hope you enjoyed this video.